Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I want to talk real quick about anxiety. Do you ever feel like you're just so overwhelmed you just can't function? Just like this young lady, just overwhelmed, ready to give up. Sometimes you just feel like you can't even get out of bed. You think that this is going to be a chronic condition that is going to last forever, and you're just starting to feel a little hopeless. Well, if that's you, stick around. But maybe that's not you, but maybe you're just noticing that it's harder to focus. It's harder to go to sleep at night. You're just not as present. If this is you, stick around too. Because I get a lot of people that come in and they're like, hey, I need to be checked for ADD, Ryan. And I'm going, well, okay, cool. We can do that. Let's look at your brain, or we can do a Tovin and Iva. So, a little bit about myself, because why are you listening to me? Well, I think I'm qualified to give you a little bit of information on this topic today. I've got a master's degree in educational psychology. I've been practicing in the field of psychotherapy for about 20 years now, and I've been doing brain maps and all kinds of other things for about 10 years. And so I've worked with thousands and thousands of clients, and I've taught them these secrets that I'm going to begin to share with you guys in ebooks, and I'm going to create an app that's going to be coming quickly. And so, there's a lot of myths about anxiety, and that's what I want to talk about today. I want to share a little bit about, hey, you can do this, you can overcome this. This does not have to be something, because anxiety is based in fear. And I was working with a woman this morning, and when she first came in, she was divorced, she was feeling lonely, she didn't feel important, she felt like no one would ever care about her, financially just stressed, overwhelmed, and almost afraid of having to lose her job because she was having these panic attacks. She was going to the ER every other day, and they kind of looked at her like, ma'am, go home, you're fine. And I don't say that to be inconsiderate. I just say that to say, hey, they kind of laughed her out of there. They really didn't do anything. She had chest pain, she had heart palpitations, her blood pressure was even high. They said it was stress related. They gave her some medications that, didn't really help, but at least they did something for her, right? And so, anyway, she ends up finding me, and we do a brain map. And we kind of look to see what's going on where, to kind of see the severity of it. Sorry about that. And then we begin to do some other assessments just to kind of see, what else is going on. Are we dealing with any other depression or anything like that? And so basically the diagnosis came back with generalized anxiety with panic attacks. And so anyway, based upon the assessments. And that's been about 3 months ago. And today, guys, she had a breakthrough and she goes, Ryan, I realized my triggers. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, it's all fear. Every time that I feel like I'm alone or unwanted or I'm going to lose something, a loss, it comes to me. And I have these heart palpitations, my chest tightens up, I feel like I can't breathe, but then I get a knot in the back of my throat, and I just begin to feel overwhelmed and shut down. And now, guys, I've worked with her on some EMDR stuff, and we've actually had to stop doing EMDR at times because of a panic attack when these triggers start to come up. And so early on, I began to notice that her body was talking to us. And so there's a lot of things that happen with stress, sympathetic, parasympathetic response. And when you stay in a sympathetic response for too long, you're going to affect your adrenals, you're going to affect your thyroid, and you're going to slow down digestion. So if you see all of these things kind of off over here, and these are ways that I identify things. Now, we can talk about developing your intuition and your abilities and your senses, because I'm in the presence where I can kind of begin to sense people in the office, and I get a pretty good feel pretty quick when I'm around them, kind of what we're dealing with. And you may think, oh, wow, Ryan, that's weird. I've never heard anything like that. Well, don't underestimate your potential. Just because you haven't developed that part of yourself doesn't mean that you can't, okay? Look at guys like Tony Robbins, and there's a lot of them that come to mind, but we'll stop there for a second. Look at what those guys can do and think about how they get to the heart of the issue very quick. And it's about understanding emotion, because people think emotion resides in the brain. I'm going to tell you that fear doesn't necessarily reside in the brain, because I ask people all the time, can you think and feel at the same time? And I would ask you the same thing. can you talk and listen at the same time? If you can, comment in the chats below. I would really like to see that, because then I'm going to ask you to make a video of that, okay? Because a lot of times in the midst of arguments, when doing marriage therapy and different things, and people are arguing, I'm going, wait a minute, did you even hear what they're saying? No, they were just, once you begin to get hurt emotionally, you begin to attack. And so attacks, you're moving into a sympathetic response. And before long, you're moving into the fight or flight issue. And then before long, it's automatic go. And so at that point, it's fight or flight. And so a lot of times it's the fight that becomes, I'm not going to back down. No, I'm not going to be weak, or pride becomes an issue at times. And so, I've spent a lot of time working with people through these various issues, and I've also realized that I can only help one person a day in the office. COVID's taught us a lot. And I've been doing a lot of different things over time, and I'm going to begin to bring some of these things online. So if any of this stuff has kind of resounded with you today, I know that I haven't necessarily given you any specifics, but I'm about to create an ebook and a digital version. I've already got a book and a couple of other things. It's not important right now. You can find them there on Amazon. But at the same time, I'm going to be reworking some things, some new stuff, some fresh stuff. So if you've enjoyed this, you feel like this content speaks to you, you connect with it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know, because this right here will show me, hey, this is important to you guys. That's what I'm looking for, guys, okay? That's what I want to know. I can go over a lot of different things. We can talk about language. We can talk about understanding where your thoughts come from and things like this, and we can go pretty deep into some of these topics. But if I don't know what you're interested in, I'm not going to create them, because this stuff takes my time, and my time is very important to me, just like yours is. And I appreciate you listening. So if this speaks to you today, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, leave me a comment. Just throw something in the comments about what you're interested in, all right, guys? Till next time, God bless you guys. Love you guys.